Good morning, students. Welcome in this class. This is class 7, subject social science, and we are studying about geography chapter 3, that is our changing earth. It is the third lecture of this chapter, and in today's lecture, the topics which are to be discussed are like these. First one, work of sea waves. Second, work of ice. And third one, work of wind. But before start to today's lecture, first we will recapitulate our previous topics in briefs. So the topics which are to be recalled or discussed briefly are like these. First one, endogenic forces. Second, exogenic forces. And third, work of river. Yes, friends, as we have studied in our previous lectures that the earth movement is divided into two forces, endogenic and exogenic. So the endogenic forces are the forces which occurred or which act inside the earth, means in the interior of the earth, means the forces that act in the interior of the earth are known as endogenic forces. And this type of forces have two movement, sudden movement and slow movement. And the sudden movement of the endogenic forces results volcanoes and earthquake. Exogenic forces are the forces which act on the surface of the earth. Okay, and exogenic forces includes both erosional and depositional activities. Okay, and the main agents which perform these two erosional and depositional activities are river, ice, sea waves, means glaciers, river, wind. Okay, now and about the work of river, we have studied. Yes, friends, as we know, like when a river originates from mountains or means from glaciers and falls into a sea, this complete journey of the river is known as its course, and the river course is divided into three parts, three stages. The first stage when the river originates from the mountains, this is known as upper course, and the second course when a river enters in the plain from the mountainous or the high area, this is second stage. And the third stage when a rivers fall into a sea. Okay, so these are the three stages or three course of a river. So in the first stage means the upper course, the rivers forms the waterfalls. And in second stage, it forms meanders, oxbow lake. And in the third stage means at the mouth or the end point of the river, it deposits all its material means carried by it. And in this way, it forms deltas. Understood? Yes. Now we will discuss about today's lecture in which the first topic is work of sea waves. Yes, friends, sea waves. That means the movement in the water of sea is known as waves. Okay, and as we know that means these sea waves also play an important role in the land formation at the coastal areas. Okay, means erosional and depositional of the sea waves give rise to the coastal areas. Means the sea waves forms different landforms in the coastal areas like sea cliff, sea caves, stacks and stumps. Okay, now we will discuss about all these actions of the sea waves, ki how they occurred and or formed. Understood? Yes, in which first is there that is sea cliff. Yes, friends, sea cliff. First you must know ki what is sea cliff. But first give a look in the pic. Okay, that you can see that a sea cliff is a raised part, high part, or you can say rocky area in the seawater. Yes, as we know that the rocks are found in the sea also. Okay, so the continuous movement in the sea water or you can say waves, okay, that they continuously strike down these means you can say surface of these rocks. Okay, so in this way the steep rocky coast rising almost vertically above the sea water and these are known as cliff. Okay, so means cliff is a mass of rock that rises very high and is almost vertical or straight up and downs. And cliffs are very common landscape features. They can form near the oceans, high in mountains, or as the wall of the valleys. Okay, so cliffs are usually formed because of process of erosion and weathering. So means weathering happens when natural events like wind or rain break up pieces of rocks, especially in coastal areas. Means in coastal areas, strong winds and powerful wave breaks off soft or grainy rocks from harder rocks, and these harder rocks are left as cliffs. Understood? Means when the sea water means continuous strike down to the rocks, so the softer part of the rocks broken down and only harder part is left. So this harder part of the rocks which is remained or left along the coastal areas are known as sea cliffs. Understood? Yes. Now, next activities of the sea waves is that is sea caves. So here beta you must know about it. The first activities of the sea waves that is sea cliff, and second first sea cliff is formed and after that sea caves are formed. So sea caves, yes, these are hollow like caves formed on the rocks, and how they are formed now I'll tell you. As I told about the sea cliff, means that is the harder remaining part of the rocks along the coast of the sea. Okay, so in which beta as we know that the movement in the sea water or the sea waves is a continuous process. Okay, so means when these sea waves continuously strike down these rocks. Okay, so in this way first some cracks are formed in the rocks, means when the softer part of the rocks is removed, so in this way cracks are formed. Okay, and with the passes of time, when these cracks are or means cracks become wider and means bigger and wider, so at a time uh, one time come when these cracks become so larger and they form a cave in the sea cliff. Okay, so you can see in the pic also that means this the when the some softer part of the hard rock or the cliff is removed and a caves is formed. So and because it is found in sea, so that's why it is known as sea caves. Understood? Yes. Next one is arches. So what are arches? These are the third steps, third activities of the sea waves. As I told beta ki first that is there is sea cliff, and in the sea cliffs cracks are formed, and with the passes of time when these cracks become bigger and bigger, so at one time comes when the only upper part or the you can say that only the roof is left of the cave. Okay, and means there is a hollow part from the both side of the rocks. Okay, and this type of formation is known as sea arch. You can see in the pic also. Okay, yes. Next one is there, that is stack. Further erosional breaks the roof and only wall-like feature remain. These are called stack. Yes friends, give a look in previous pic in which we say that there is a only means upper part roof is left. Okay, the lower part is completely eroded or removed and the upper part means which is like a roof is left. So means the further erosion or continuous erosion that removed or erode this roof also. So at one time that means the roof is also removed and only wall-like structure or feature is remained. So this is known as stacks. Understood friends? Yes. So after the stack, that next for that landform which is formed in the coastal areas that is stump. Okay, means that when the upper part of this stack is removed. Okay, so in the last stage, the part which is left of the rock is known as stump. So this is the action of sea waves. Okay, now I'll show you one diagram. But look in the page that after that you can understand in better way about the formation of or about the action of sea waves. Like look at the first stage. So means the continuous movement in the seawater or the continuous strike down the water to the rocks. In this way, cracks are formed. Okay, understood, beta? And with the passage of time, that these cracks become larger and larger. Okay, so in this way, in the second stage, so when these cracks become larger, so that hollow caves are formed. Okay, in second stage, third stage, caves become larger and larger. So one time comes when when these caves become larger and larger, so only headland or roof is left. Okay, so caves break through headland and forming a natural arc. Okay, so again further erosion, that the upper part this roof is also removed. Okay, and in this way only a pillar or tall rock stack is left. Okay, and the stake is eroded, forming stump. You understood? So this is the action of sea waves. So the main land formation formed by the sea waves are, first one is there, that is cliff, second is that is sea caves, and third one that is you can say arc, sea arc, and last one is stack and stump. Okay, now our next, that is their work of ice. Yes, friends, glaciers are river of ice which erode the landscape by bulldozing soils and stones to expose the solid rocks below. And the material carried by the glaciers, such as the big and small rocks, sand and silt, get deposited. These deposits form glacier moraines. Yes, friends, glaciers. Do you know about the glaciers? Yes, glaciers are the moving rivers of ice. Okay, because these glaciers are found on the hilly areas, so means so these glaciers or the sheet of ice is also slide down. Okay, so and these are known as river of ice. So when this river of ice, or you can say when these ice sheets slide down, so in this way they erode the landscape also. Okay, and carried by carried with them the pieces of stones, rocks, okay, or any other material also. And when these materials miscarried by the glaciers, so like in the form of big pieces, rocks, sand, silt, means they get deposited. They deposited this in a side of the that mountains or hilly areas, and these deposits form glacier moraines. Now I will you show the peak of this glacier. Okay, glaciers are river of ice which erode the landscape by bulldozing soils and stones to expose the solid rocks below. Okay, next, that is glacier moraine. Better look in the picture carefully. Okay, you will see that there is a river of ice, means these are glaciers. Okay, so when these glaciers means slide down from the higher to lower area, so means they carried a material of pieces of rocks, because the glaciers are found on the mountains. So when they means slide down, or when they flow from higher to lower area, so they carried pieces of rock, stones, and with them. Okay, and at some places means at the places where they deposit this materials. Okay, so the pieces of, you can say, rocks or the hard surface is formed there, and these are known as glacier moraines. Understood about it? Yes. Next one is there, that is work of winds. Yes, students, wind means blowing air. Okay, and wind is an active agent of erosion and depositional in the deserts. Yes, friends, as we know, in the desert areas, coastal areas, wind blow with a great speed. Okay, and in desert area, the wind play an important role in the formation, okay, of landforms. Like when the winds blows, it lifts and transports the sand from one place to another. As we know that the desert area is covered with loose sand. Okay, so when in desert, the winds blows with great speed, then it lift or carried down the sand particles, and where the speed of the winds slow down becomes slow, so it deposited or transports these sand particles. Okay, so in this way, the sand particles is lifted and transported from one place to another. Okay. So in this way, the landform which is that formed here, this is known as sand dunes. Yes, when sand dunes means the hills of sands. So means this I told you that when it stops blowing and where the speed of the winds becomes slow, the sand falls and gets deposited in low hill-like structure, and these are known as sand dunes. And when very fine and light sand get deposited in large area, then it is known as loess. Okay, so means when there is a sand dunes, when sand dunes are found in large areas, so this large part of the sand dunes is known as loess. Okay, yes. Now mushroom rocks. This is also the main land formation in the desert areas. Yes, friends, as means in desert area, rocks in the shape of a mushroom are common, and these are called mushroom rocks. Okay, and how these actually mushroom rocks are formed? Yes, friends, as we know that wind is an active agent of erosional and depositional activities. Okay, like in desert area, winds usually erode the lower section of the rock more than the upper part. Means as we know that rocks are found in the desert areas also. So when wind blows with great speed, okay, due to means its pressure, that it erode the lower section of the rock more than the upper part. So in this way, such rocks have narrower base and wider top, so which take the shape of a mushroom. So this type of rocks are found in desert, and they are known as mushroom rocks, which have a narrower that bottom part and broader top part. Okay, means narrower base and wider top. Yes, friends. Next, sand dunes activities. Just I told you, means the land formation which are found in the desert. First is mushroom rock. Second, sand dunes. As I told that sand dunes are the hills of sand, and how they are formed means as we know that the winds blow with a great speed in desert, and when it blows with a great speed, it carried and lifted the sand particles and deposited on the place where its speeds become slow. So in this way, the hilly like structures of the sands are formed, which are known as sand dunes. And you can see in the pic also, means the hilly like structures of the sand is known as sand dunes. Now next one is loess. When very fine and light sand gets deposited in large areas is called loess. Yes, but I see in the picture that there is a means number of sand dunes are there. So when these sand dunes are found in large area, so this area is known as loess. Okay, so in this way our today's lecture is completed. Now I'll tell you or assign you homework. Like first, what are sand dunes? Just I explain you ki what are the sand dunes, and this is your NCERT question 1 and fifth part, means fifth part of question 1 given in your NCERT books. What are sand dunes? Second, how our beaches are formed? Yes, this is the depositional activities. Okay, means in the sea waves, when they strike down at the shore of the sea and deposited the sand particles, okay, and pebbles. So in this way beaches are formed. Give reason. Some rocks have a shape of mushroom. Just I told you why some rocks have that miss mushroom shape. This is also your NCERT question, question number 4, first part. Second, sea caves are turned into a stacks. Yes, beta, I told you completely the journey or the procedure of how the sea cliff is formed, that sea cliff is changed into sea caves are changed into stack, and stacks are changed into stumps. So in which you have to describe how sea caves are turned into a stacks. and mention the work of ice. Yes, in which you will tell about the two glaciers and moraines. Glaciers, moraines. Understood, students? Yes. Now we will have a discussion on homework solution of our previous lecture. Yes, in which the first question, what is erosion? This is your NCERT question. First question, third part. Yes, erosion is wearing away of the landscape by different agents like water, wind and ice. Understood? Yes. Second, how are flood plains formed? Yes, friends, this is the landform formed by the river water. So during floods, layers of fine soils and other materials called sediments are deposited on the river bank. This leads to the formation of flat, fertile flood plains. Okay, means flood plains are formed by the deposition of fine soil and other materials which are known as sediments on the river banks. So as the soil and sediments are brought by flood water, means they are very fertile also, and this area of the fertile means the area of this fertile soils is known as flood plains. Next, what are Oxbow Lake? Yes, students, why they are known as Oxbow Lake? Because the shape of these lakes are like the bow of a ox. Okay, yes. So when the meanders loop is cut off from the main river, it forms a cut-off lake. As its shape is like an oxbow, that's why it is known as Oxbow Lake. Give reason why are floodplains fertile? Yes, floodplains are formed by the deposition of fine soil and other materials which are known as sediments on the river banks. As the soil and sediments are brought by flood water, they are very fertile. Yes, students, actually when rivers originates from the glaciers in the mountains and they entered in the plain, so through its journey they carried with it miss every material like silt, sediments, clay, pebbles, okay, pieces of rocks. And so this mixture of all these types of soil is known as alluvial. So means this alluvial soil is deposited in the plain areas, and that's why alluvial is the most fertile soil because it is the mixture of all type of sand, particles, dust, clay, all these things. Building collapsed due to earthquake. Yes, most of the buildings are not safe enough to resist the vibration of the earthquakes. So these are not made earthquake proof. So they collapse, tearing apart due to shallow foundations and lack of adequate steel in the interior design. Okay, yes friends, in this way our today's lecture is completed. Okay, tomorrow we will meet again with our next lectures. Thank you.